Hey everyone! In today's vlog, I have a mission. Recently, I had an idea for a new project. It's about a web application. My mission is to set up my secondary laptop, in which I installed Linux a few weeks ago. And currently, I didn't even wrote a single line of code on that. It is still pure. I am going to share which tools I will use on a minimal programming setup to start working in a web application. For this project, I am going to use a bit of AI, so I'm going to share my thoughts on that also. Because a bit of AI in our days means a lot of AI. At first, something really important to start with is the backbone of the system. I personally use Warp as a terminal alternative on the Mac, so that's the way to go here on Linux also. I highly recommend Warp. It makes everything easier, in my opinion. Now that I have my terminal app installed, my next step will be to add an IDE. Since the application is going to be written in PHP using Laravel, the choice to go is PHPStorm from JetBrains. Personally, I believe it's the best idea out there to write PHP in Laravel with a lot of plugins and a very nice interface that gives you the control you need on your projects. Next in line is a DB client to handle the database operations of the app. For this one, I felt a bit adventurous and I wanted to try something new. I asked my fellow ChatGPT, and after comparing the available options for Linux, I decided to install the JetBrains DB client, DataGrip. To be honest, I didn't even know that that thing existed in the first place. But according to chat again, since I'm using PHPStorm, it would be beneficial to use something in the same ecosystem. Also, if you enjoy this kind of videos, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps a lot to grow this channel. And also let me know in the comments about your projects. Your setup. Are you working with Windows, Linux, Mac? You can share your ideas also down below. Another crucial thing of the application will be the container part. Since it will use Docker, I need to install Docker locally and Docker desktop. That was my initial thought. After discussing a bit with ChatGPT again, I found out that there is an open source alternative that works well on Fedora, and it's called Podman. It has also Podman desktop like Docker, so I thought, okay, let's go with that. And since Docker desktop is a bit problematic on Linux, maybe this alternative will work for a simple configuration at least. Anyway, one more thing that will be very important for my application is an HTTP client to test APIs. In general, I use Postman for many years, but I really don't like the heavy UI, which in most cases is unnecessary. I would prefer a minimal and lightweight choice for now, so I choose HTTP to do the job. It's simple, minimal, and it is exactly what I want for now. Okay, now let's talk a bit about the app. As I told you in the beginning, it will be a web application. For now, I'm going to use Laravel for the backend and a PostgreSQL for a database. Also about the frontend, I'm not quite sure yet, since it's not my thing. I'm going to use Claude to help me on that, so I decided to set it up to be able to kickstart my project with the assistance of AI. The past few months we experienced really groundbreaking changes with constant updates on the models, and the improvement and the accuracy is noticeable. I think with those few tools, you are ready to go and kickstart the web application project. For me at least, these things I believe it will work in the beginning, and I try to keep it simple. I still have to create my account on Claude and connect it to my local environment. And that was my first steps setting up my Linux laptop for a fresh web project. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and see you on the next one.